The process is straightforward, but it's not easy, and we've got to welcome this challenge that it represents, because we're at the point of change. We have to embrace change, and creating the house design really is a way of initiating the change. So all of the challenges that are out there in the world that are being articulated in the media every day, the house design process will allow us to deal with them. And that's not to say it's going to be easy, but by dealing with them, the design process will allow you to formulate positive and realistic solutions to these issues. So you've got to expect resistance, and you've got to welcome it, and you have to acknowledge that a lot of the resistance will come from the system itself. So this is where the true and the false sustainability sort of meet head to head. If you're following the path of true sustainability, you will find a lot of resistance out there in the system, even though it's espousing sustainability as well. It's espousing false sustainability. It's saying, yes, the economy needs to keep growing, you need to borrow loads of money, you need to work in these particular ways, and you'll find that very much at odds with possibly what you're creating in terms of your design. You've got to see this for what it is. True sustainability is running counter to how the economy and how the system has developed. So essentially we need to step outside the system to an extent, and this is possibly the most hard thing for people. So you need to be making bonds with like-minded people, to be, you know, maybe getting together with people who are following the course as well, talking about the issues, maybe start some sort of a web thing going where people can trade information, because a lot of stuff will be coming up that you go like, what has this got to do with the process? You got to take your time, because all this emotional stuff doesn't run on the normal sort of clock system. It's more inner, it's more tied in with how nature works. It's very, very slow, very, very determined, and has particular directions. So essentially you're getting in touch with your own life stream, and a lot of times, you know, that's been covered over by educational stuff, by trauma, all sorts of things. So you got to take your time, and when you meet the resistances, really look at it. It's not personal. People are not putting blockages in your particular way. It's just those blockages are there because the system thinks it needs everybody to do things in a particular way, and this is what's causing, you know, it's what initiated the whole sustainable development agenda in the first place. Why there was a need for a Rio conference is because, yeah, the system is basically devouring itself. So if you want to get out of it, you have to acknowledge you're going to have to step outside to a certain extent, and that's where making bonds with like-minded people is so useful. So more than anything, you have to enjoy this process. You have to embrace it, and you have to enjoy it. You have to take your time with it, and as far as I'm aware, there's nothing comparable available out there, and it's taken me almost 20 years to put this information together. It works, and yeah, it'll make a big difference to your life. It'll change your life, or it'll allow you to change your life, and that's the critical thing. That's what sustainability is all about. It's all about change. So if we can change the buildings we live in, we can change ourselves, and that is really the only thing you can change in the world, my friends, is yourself. Okay.